You love motorcycles and you're looking for books to make you understand your two-wheeled machine in depth. Worry not, we've got you covered. Book number 1 is Proficient Motorcycling by David L. Hough. A quick quote from the book. What you need to know is to lean right, you push on the right grip. To lean left, you push on the left grip. If your machine tries to snuggle up on a parked car on the right side, pushing the left grip will lean it away from a fender bender. It is called counter steering because you momentarily steer the front wheel counter opposite the direction you want to go. The quote above is from the author of the book explaining one of the key concepts in motorcycling, counter steering. Proficient Motorcycling is hands down one of the best books on motorcycling because it touches on all the key concepts. Going through this book will ensure there are no gaps in your knowledge of motorcycling. Book number 2 is Total Control by Lee Parks. The most common line selection mistake is turning in too early. Not only does it restrict your ability to see around blind corners, but it forces you to run wide on exit and limit what mid-corner corrections you can make. Lee Park is an absolute legend in the motorcycling world. He runs a training camp that goes by the name Total Control. Total Control is a beautiful addition to Proficient Motorcycling. It complements it perfectly by diving deeper into concepts introduced in Proficient Motorcycling. As the title reads, this book is a must-read if you want to be in total control of your motorcycle. The third book is A Twist of the Wrist by Keith Cod. Rule number 1. Once the throttle is turned on, it's rolled on smoothly and constantly throughout the remainder of the turn. Page 15, A Twist of the Wrist by Keith Cod. No one, and I mean no one, is likely to chop the throttle in a MotoGP race. Most guys chop it, but the solution to sliding is picking up the bike with the throttle gently. As you can see, this book will drum into you over and over again the importance of being smooth with the throttle. If you're smooth with the throttle, the chances of you pulling down are drastically reduced. Read through this book and you will understand what it takes to be a smooth rider. Book number 4, The Essential Guide to Motorcycle Maintenance by Mark Zimmerman. This particular bike has two, one in the sump and one in the frame. Allow the filter cavity to drain. Remove the oil filter cover or oil filter if the engine has a spin-on type filter. This off-road model also has an oil filter cover guard installed. Allow the oil to drain. Thoroughly clean the drain bolt. Replace the drain plug gasket with a new one if need be. Thoroughly clean the drain bolt. Replace the drain plug gasket with a new one if need be. Clean filter cavity or gasket surface. A little lubricant doesn't hurt. I prefer a copper-based anti-seize compound. Install the new filter. If a cartridge type, make sure you install the correct end of the filter mount. Install the new O-ring. Reinstall the oil filter cover and torque it down evenly. If you want to learn how to do a simple oil change, all the way to doing crazy modifications on your bike, this is your book. Each of the book sections starts with a general discussion of how a particular component in the motorcycle works. Then the author goes in depth how to service and make the component last for as long as it can. Go through this book and you will have what it takes to tinker with your bike during the weekend. The fifth and the final book is Zen in the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance by Robert M. Pirsig. You see things vacationing on a motorcycle in a way that's completely different from any other. In a car, you're always in a compartment. And because you're used to it, you don't realize that through the car window, everything you see is just more TV. You're a passive observer, and it's all moving by you, boringly in a frame. On a cycle, the frame is gone. You're completely in contact with it all. You are in the scene, not just watching it anymore. And the sense of presence is overwhelming. That concrete whizzing by 5 inches below your foot is the real thing. The same stuff you walk on, it's right there, so blurred you can't focus on it. Yet, you can put your foot down and touch it anytime. And the whole thing, the whole experience is never removed from immediate consciousness. This is not really a book about motorcycles in the strictest sense. Sure, the book is about a father and a son in a countrywide trip on a motorcycle. However, the author finds a way to creatively link motorcycle riding with philosophy, issues to do with the metaphysics of quality, issues to do with the meaning of life and death are all discussed through the lens of the motorcycle. All in all, it's an interesting read. Out of all the books in this list, it's the one you're probably going to enjoy the most. Those, my friends, are the 5 classics on motorcycles that will give you an in-depth understanding of how your machine really works. If you love what you're doing, remember to subscribe and turn on that notification bell. That way, you can get exciting motorcycling content straight to your YouTube feed. Till next time, adios.